I was debugging for years, and these are 5 things I wish I had known earlier. First, the network tab. Instead of testing your application and checking on the fast connection, here you can choose the presets of your internet connection. Usually presets are here for the mobile devices, but I like to have like custom profiles. So for example, you can even add here a custom profiles, for instance, slow download, and you just put one for the slow download and add. And also another one profile slow upload and just put one and add. We now have two profiles that we customly added, and we can, for example, choose slow download, reload the page, and you see, and here you can check like your edge cases, how it behaves on race condition, what happens on the edge loading spinner, and that kind of stuff. Also, what is good here, you can choose offline mode and what how your application behaves on the offline mode. Maybe you have some screen for the offline mode and that kind of stuff. Second, you can add breakpoints on the elements. Whatever happened, like hover or class change or do mutation, whatever, you can track that. So if you inspect that element and go on the break on, there's like 3 types of breakpoints here. So subtree modification, attribute modification, and node removal. So this node removal will trigger whenever this element is removed, so it's pretty much straightforward. This subtree modification will happen when something inside this element is changed. We click like subtree modification, you see it's immediately cached. I will just keep to see what's happened. I added like new element here like span, and that's why it triggered. So really powerful. The second one is break on the attribute modification. This is this is triggered when new class is added, like whatever attribute is changed for this file for this element. So for example, it's just the class changed, but whatever attribute is changed, like it will be triggered. Third, group and filter CSS styles. CSS debugging get messy really fast, especially in the large project and large applications. DevTools allows you to group styles by origin, so you can simply force component level styles to appear first when you selecting the element. So how to enable this is you can navigate to the styles, computed, and check this group. So this saves a lot of time because you immediately see your CSS of that element instead of scrolling through hundreds of global rules and CSS. It's really useful for the competing styles, overridden rules, global CSS confusion, and you make sure like always the top level of CSS is shown. Next one, uh, break uncaught and uncaught exception. Most people only stop on the uncaught errors, but caught errors can hide the real problems. You can enable this feature in the sources, and you can find out this uncaught, break on uncaught and caught exceptions. By enabling breakpoints on both caught and uncaught exceptions, execution pauses exactly where the error happens. So this is really powerful for the silent failures, try catch following bugs, or for example someone didn't handle correctly the error handling inside the try and catch block and unexpected like behavior of your app, so you can easily track down those kind of issues. And this one is the fastest way to find bugs that don't show up clearly in your console or in your application, so you just select those two and find them quickly. The next is the call stacks. So simply you find this code and you want to put the breakpoint on, you just put the breakpoint and hit the execution of that code and see what happens. The thing what I want to show you is here you need to be careful, let's say with putting the breakpoint. Sometimes the source will not show you exact call stack, because if you can see where we put the breakpoint here, we put the breakpoint inside the try block. So the other source will not catch where the actually it comes from. If you can see, like, nothing is calling this, so it's simply because we didn't call it. So if I replace it here and trigger now, you see I added a breakpoint here on the method, and see the entire call stack is here. So the call stack is used for explore your execution history. It shows every function call that happened in order before you code paused. So it's a live timeline of your function call, starting from where you first trigger and click API response or lifecycle hook, all the way to the line of code that's currently running. Every entry in the call stack represents one function calling another stack on the top of each other in the exact order that they executed. So you're not just seeing where your code stopped, you're seeing the entire path to took it right there. This becomes incredibly powerful when your app grows. It's really good for deep Angular and React component trees, even event-driven logic like service calling other service, nested service, and suddenly you're asking, like, why is this method even called? What's happening? And instead of guessing what is going on, we're adding like ton of console log just to check what is happening, why is this called. The call stacks tells you instantly what happens. Once you start using even a few of these DevTool features daily, debugging feels faster, calmer, and way more predictable. So if you find this helpful, please leave a like and tell me which DevTool trick you use the most. Bye bye.